Hey, it's Mike Hobbs here, and I actually got a Skype the other day that, it's kind of sad, but I wanted to kind of share it with you, and I hate when this happens in this industry, when someone gives up on their dreams or something happens that, there's a roadblock or there's a barrier in your way, and they stop they just decide to stop. I had actually heard a quote the other day. Barriers are meant to be broken through. I mean, they're there to stop the uncommitted. Okay, barriers are there to stop the uncommitted, but the committed can break through those barriers. So here's what this message says, and if I'm just going to read it from my Skype here. I'm not showing the Skype actually because I don't want to give out this person's name. But the bottom line is he basically said, hey, I want to cancel my easy money method. When you get a chance, there's no way to do it from the members area, something like that. Well, then I replied back, I'm like, well, easy money method is free. There's really nothing to cancel. They'd have to go through the third-party programs to cancel the programs. And normally I don't really respond back, but I actually know this person, so I was just kind of curious on what's going on. Now, there's barriers that come into our life every now and then, and honestly, in my opinion, a barrier is for the uncommitted. Okay, if someone stops and a barrier will only block the uncommitted. Anyone who wants to really hit their dreams, hit their goals, they're going to break through those barriers. But anyway, we go on to kind of have a conversation, and let me just read this real quick. He says, I understand it's free, but I just didn't want to, know if you wanted my information in there or something like that, right? So I'm like, all right, so, what's your email? And then I looked it up and we deleted the account. But then I was just, having a conversation and I'm like, you guys, you realize that just the training site in Easy Money Method, and I don't know if you guys even know this, is worth probably $2,000 to $5,000. Like just the training, the step-by-step training that we give people. And what's funny is we actually have someone right now calling our Easy Money Method members, and there's like 75% of the people aren't even going through the training site. It really blows my mind, boggles my mind. But there is literally 2,000. If you were to go buy all that training on your own, you would spend 2,000 plus dollars, probably even up to $5,000 for just the training that we give. We give it all out. We go all out on that training. But, I'm like, you can apply this to any business. You realize that, right? And then he's basically just goes on to say, well, let's see. I agree there's some good training. How can I say some people like you has what it takes, then there's people like me that don't. Okay, bottom line, and the conversation went to I at one point, just so everyone kind of understands, I wasn't always successful. I didn't always have what it takes. I knew I had what it takes. I think we all have what it takes. This statement is really irrelevant. We all have what it takes because there was a point in my life when I was 6 months behind on my mortgage. Like we had a mortgage, and we could not afford the mortgage, and we went 6 months without paying that mortgage. We got a foreclosure notice in the mail, and it was probably the lowest point in my life as far as financially. And that was about, I don't know, 1 year into my internet marketing career. Now, I was making some money by then, but we were so far in debt that we couldn't afford our own mortgage payment. And it really blew my mind, that people will come in and they'll hit a little barrier and not break through it, because I could have quit at any time. We actually forced us into filing for a bankruptcy. And, I don't tell a lot of people that, but that's the truth. That's the truth. So I had a point in my career where I had a second chance, where I had to start all over with zero credit, zero credit cards, zero debt, everything like that. I had to start all over. So I could have chose, okay, this industry doesn't work. I'm going to go get a job to make sure that we're going to make this work. No, I even though we were broke, we continued to drive on. We continued to reach our goals. We continued to make it happen, and we did. Okay, there was a couple months this year so far that we earned over $100,000 in our BAM account, which is our partner account. We had a $75,000 month. My personal months are about $20,000 right now, and 20, 30, somewhere around there. So bottom line, guys, is if I wouldn't have broke through that barrier and I just would have conformed to my job or whatever, I would have been there and I would have been struggling. I wouldn't be home right now doing this video. I wouldn't be helping thousands of people make money online. I wouldn't be with my family on Halloween, you know? I mean, who knows? It just could be completely different.